Will Smith about his unusual relationship with Jada. Will said, "The freedom we have given each other and the unconditional support is the highest definition of love for me." Will Smith will release an autobiographical book about his life in November. In this book, the actor tells more about himself and about his special marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith. The two decided during their relationship to give each other more freedom. Hello lovely people, welcome again to the Love Me channel. Thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself. In this video, we're going to talk about Will Smith and his ideas about love. It would be very helpful if you subscribe to this channel and like this video. Will Smith's thoughts are really interesting, and you'll learn more about the unusual relationship with Jada. Don't miss out and stay with us to the end. Will says that Jada has had to make several compromises during their marriage that destroyed her own values in painful ways. That already started when deciding on the wedding ceremony. Jada didn't have to do it that traditionally, but in the end did it because Will pressured her. Disagreements often followed, and about 10 years ago that ended in a huge quarrel. They couldn't pretend anymore. They were both unhappy and clearly something had to change. What then changed? Their relationship became less usual. Jada had relatives with unconventional relationships. She grew up in a way that was very different from how Will grew up. Jada never believed in conventional marriage. There were significant endless discussions about it. What is relational perfection? What is the perfect way to interact as a couple? And for the large part of their relationship, monogamy was what they chose, not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection. They had given each other trust and freedom with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, and marriage for them can't be a prison. The experiences that the freedoms that they've given one another and the unconditional support is the highest definition of love. In July 2020, following public revelations of what Jada would describe as an entanglement with the R&B singer August Alsina, a tabloid frenzy ensued, and Will and Jada took themselves to the red table for a 12-minute discussion of the dynamics of their relationship. This did not necessarily clear things up. The public has a narrative that is impenetrable, Smith said. Once the public decides something, it's difficult to impossible to dislodge the pictures and ideas and perceptions. Because the impetus for the red table talk was Alsina's disclosures, a viewer could have walked away thinking that Jada was the only one engaging in other sexual relationships, when that was not, Smith delicately explained, in fact the case. Or take one of the memes spawned by their discussion, a screenshot of Smith looking stern-faced and droopy-eyed. "It was midnight and we were going on vacation the next day," Smith explained, noting that the details they were discussing were by that point years in the past. "It was like, no, guys, I'm not sad, I'm exhausted." After lengthy discussions about what constitutes a perfect relationship, Will and Jada came to the conclusion that monogamy wasn't necessarily the only option for them. "We've given each other trust and freedom with a belief that each should find their own way, and marriage should not be a prison for us." These revelations from Will about his marriage are all reflected in his book. As in Red Table Talk, he's very open about the highs and lows of his relationship. He explains why. It frees him from the shackles of fame and public scrutiny, he says. After all, if you share the truth yourself, then you don't have to worry about others finding out by accident, according to him. Will Smith believes he's not responsible for his wife's happiness. This lesson on love was learned through his wife of 20 years, Jada Pinkett Smith. Allow him to explain. He said, "You cannot make a person happy. I thought that was a real deep idea. You can make a person smile. You can make a person feel good. You can make a person laugh. But whether or not a person is happy is deeply and totally and utterly out of your control." The explanation is a deep dive into the personal pursuit of happiness, which is a topic Smith believes in and passionately preaches. Will said, "I remember the day I retired. I literally said to Jada, 'That's it, I retire. I retire from trying to make you happy. I need you to go make yourself happy and just prove to me that it's even possible.'" On the topic of relationships, Smith further explains the false ideas associated with them. Primarily the alarming and scary belief amongst the masses that relationships will fulfill an individual and make them whole. Will and Jada started talking about how they came into what they thought was a fake romantic concept, that somehow when they got married they would become one. And what they realized is that they were two completely separate people on two completely separate individual journeys, and that they were choosing to walk their separate journeys together. But Jada said her happiness was her responsibility, and Will, his happiness was his responsibility. To come full circle, the idea that it's your job to make your significant other happy or vice versa is completely and utterly unrealistic, as Smith puts it. He concluded, "And we decided that we were going to find our individual, internal, private, separate joy, and then we're going to present ourselves to the relationship and to each other already happy. Not coming to each other begging with our empty cups out, demanding that she fill my cup, and demanding that she meet my needs. It's unfair and it's kind of unrealistic and can be destructive to place the responsibility of your happiness on anybody other than yourself." What do you think about these thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, you are love and you are loved. Please subscribe to keep updated on new videos. Feel free to ask any questions below in the comments.